just when we thought that maybe the lockdown were over and maybe the vaccine boosters have slowed down, now we're entering into this economic situation. So we've seen bank failures recently. We've seen the crypto world, which started off as a very interesting, exciting alternative to fiat, now kind of crash and burn. And there's a lot of theories around how that happened. And now we're pointing very closely towards these CBDCs, which I think in the US, the FedNow system is supposed to be rolled out in July. And yeah, what do people need to see here? Because we went from, like you said, government's running out of money to government's printing massive amount of money to, new surveillance going. And now we're seeing bank failures, crypto failing, crypto now being highly discouraged and regulated, all pushing people to something that has massive surveillance, which is a CBDC.
So 2019, the global economies were rolling over, and that was showing up in the overnight lending rate at the Fed. COVID came, emergency powers were given to the Fed. They were able to buy corporate credit, and the print. I mean, the money supply went up 65% year over year, the largest money supply ever in the history. If you go back even as far as 1868, it's the largest increase in the money supply. So all that did really was kick the can down the road, because I think what people need to understand is the system is a dollar. The dollar is the world reserve currency of the world. It's a debt-based fiat system. So for every dollar created, there's a corresponding debt. And the system needs constant credit creation, meaning it needs to grow. It's a beast that needs to be fed all the time. And if you think about what's happened since early 2000, the last 23 years after the dot-com bust, we started exporting lots of dollars. And so there's now $15 trillion overseas in the form of dollar-denominated debt. So the system got another 20 years of exporting dollars, and people with our low interest rates, people borrowed in dollars. And now, unfortunately, and this is another signpost for me that something's different and why the system may be ending. When inflation started coming, two things happened. Commodities started going up, and the dollar went up. And that's never happened before. The dollar, commodity cycles are usually inversely related to the dollar. So we've never seen the dollar and the commodities go up at the same time very powerfully. So what was going on? The inflation and the money printing started to really, and the supply chain break started to really be a credit contraction event globally. And the dollar going up was a sign that credit was becoming scarce globally. And curiously enough, the Fed decided to raise interest rates, and we had indicators showing us that the Fed rate hike cycle should have ended before it started, because the market was telling us that the economies of the globe were slowing. And instead, they decided to raise 500 basis points in 12 months. And now we have money supply, M2, going negative year-over-year growth in November. It's the first time it's happened since 1930. It's come close a couple of times, but never gotten there. The prior four times, so this is the fifth time it's happened since 1868. The prior four times, including 1930, were panics. And so this is a credit contraction event. We're seeing deflation. And we were saying last year, looking at our economic cycle indicators, that a recession's coming. We were predicting a 2000, 2001, or 1990 type recession. It looks like it's going to be a very hard landing. Whether it goes systemic remains to be seen, but this is going to be worse than those two recessions. And sure enough, like clockwork, about a month before SVB, we look at different asset classes. We were seeing the dollar putting in a nice low. The long bond, the 30-year Treasury, was putting in a 3-year cycle low, and equities had already peaked. So we were thinking something. I put out a mysterious tweet saying we're looking for a setup to complete, and sure enough, SVB fails overnight. And I think what people need to understand is that this took everybody by surprise. There was not chitter chatter that banks were going to start failing. This is super fast. And My prediction is that we're going to have the powers that be try to control this because it's inevitable. Deposits are fleeing banks because the market forces are such that you can get 5% from a treasury bill and 0% from your deposit. So the bank run had started before people started talking about it. It was just market forces. You and I had been doing this for years. This is what happened with the S&L crisis. There was, they had deposits. They were levered long. The yield curve was positively sloped. It was hunky dory until the Fed raised interest rates, and then the S&Ls got upside down. Same thing's happening again. Different specifics, but here we are, and it's inevitable. And I think it's beyond the Fed's control and the global government's control and the other central banks. And I say that because the money supply going year over year negative is an indication that it's happening fast. So the only question I have is, what's the speed of this implosion? Can they control it? And if they can't, and it goes fast, it's bad for everybody. So I'm hoping they're able to kind of put their finger in the dike. Everybody thinks it's fine. Then we get another crisis 3 months from, and so it's kind of whack-a-mole all the way down to a low. So that's my current thinking. The Fed is definitely going to do an emergency rate cut in the next 3 to 6 months. The Fed funds futures curve is calling the Fed out and is already factoring in. This is the market. The wisdom of the market is saying 4 interest rate cuts this year. So that's where we are.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline. I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core,
It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up. If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you gonna do? What's the choice that you're going to make?